All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something
Yeah,
pretty crucial, I think, for the future, and that is AI safety.
absolutely.
We've got this great article here. It's called Why AI Safety is the Foundation of a Trustworthy Future.
Mm-hmm.
And it really lays out,
It does.
why this is such a big deal.
Yeah,
So
AI is everywhere.
it really is.
Like, it's kind of crazy how much it's just become a part of our lives.
I was just thinking about that the other day.
All right.
We use it for shopping, for
Medical
entertainment, for
diagnoses,
oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Medical diagnoses. It's
financial decisions.
wild.
Yeah.
So obviously this is something
It's got to get rust.
we really got to get right.
Yeah.
But this whole idea of
Trust.
trust
Right.
is really
Because if we're going to be using it for all these important things, we have to be able to trust it.
exactly. And this article really highlights that. Trust isn't just something that, magically appears. It needs
It's got to be built.
it needs a foundation.
Yeah.
And the foundation
Like AI
is safety. So let's break that down a little bit.
Okay.
What exactly
Yeah.
do we mean when we say AI safety?
Right. So it's like, how do we make sure that these AI systems are actually doing what we want them to do
Right.
and not doing
Not going rogue.
all this other crazy stuff, like,
Not going all
like unintended consequences.
sci-fi on us.
Exactly. So like
Yeah.
one example is, you don't want an AI system that's making biased decisions.
Right, right.
Like, let's say you have an algorithm that's
Mhm.
helping with hiring.
Yeah.
You don't want it to unfairly discriminate against certain groups of people just because of bad data, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you see this sometimes with AI-powered news feeds
Yes.
where it's like you only see stuff
It's like an echo chamber.
that agrees with what you already think.
Yeah,
And that can be really detrimental.
it is. That's another unintended consequence we want to avoid.
Right, because it's not
Yeah.
promoting diverse perspectives.
Exactly. And AI should be a tool for expanding our horizons, not narrowing them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you start thinking about the potential consequences, if we don't get AI safety, right,
Oh, yeah.
it can get
It can get kind of scary.
kind of scary.
Like what?
What are some
Walk.
what are some real-world examples?
Real world examples?
Okay, imagine self-driving cars,
Okay.
but there's an error in their algorithm,
Yeah.
and they start malfunctioning.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or think about AI being used for medical diagnoses, but it misinterprets the data,
Yeah.
and people get the wrong treatment.
That's a huge deal.
Huge consequences.
So we really need
Word for it.
robust safeguards
Yeah.
as
So
we're
it's-
developing and deploying these systems.
And that's where things like robust testing come in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does that involve?
So developers can use things like adversarial training,
Okay.
where they basically try to attack the AI system
Interesting.
with challenging data.
To see where it breaks.
Yeah, to find vulnerabilities and make it more resilient,
So it's
like a trial by fire
giving it a trial by fire.
before you release it out into the world.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, what about ethical guidelines?
Oh, those are essential.
How do those play a role?
They ensure that AI aligns with our human values, right?
Okay.
Like, imagine a guideline that says AI systems have to be transparent in their decision making.
Okay, so you can see
Yes. So users can understand how the AI is making its decisions.
why it's making the decisions it's making.
Exactly. And that builds trust and accountability.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
But how do we make sure those guidelines are actually followed?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And there's no easy answer. It involves policymakers, researchers, industry leaders,
That's a lot of
all working together to establish
moving parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And enforce these ethical frameworks.
And it's an ongoing discussion.
It has to be.
Right.
It's constantly evolving.
Because AI is constantly evolving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something this article really stresses.
It does, this idea of collaboration.
Yeah, it's not just the developer's responsibility.
Right.
It's all of us.
We all got to be a part of it.
Yeah, we need to understand the implications of AI
Yeah.
and actively shape its development.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to sum it all up,
Mm-hmm.
AI safety is all about minimizing those unintended consequences,
Yes,
building trust,
absolutely.
and making sure AI aligns with our
Human values.
human values.
Yeah.
It takes robust testing,
Mm-hmm.
ethical guidelines,
Yes. Yes.
and a whole lot of
Collaboration.
dialogue and collaboration.
Yes.
It's a big task.
It is, but it's essential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So next time you're using, AI,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's your social media feed or your navigation app,
Your smart home.
Think about those things.
Think about, yeah, how is this impacting my trust in this technology?
Yeah.
And what questions does this raise for me about the future of AI?
Ooh, that's a good one to leave everyone with.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this insightful conversation.
My pleasure. It was great to be here.
It's been a pleasure. And to all our listeners, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll catch you next time.